Hello, I'm Niaz Mohammed here with environmental microbiology and public health. And in this chapter, in this session, we have to talk about the bioremediation. We know that microorganisms are a major and main entity of this globe, which have responsibility to convert the organic material into inorganic form and from inorganic form to organic form. So microbes have main function. So regarding this, we have to talk about the bioremediation. Bioremediation is a special technique. So we have to talk about the bioremediation. Environmental microbiology and public health, supported as well as environmental biotechnology. And we have to talk about the bioremediation. So we will talk about this. What is bioremediation? Like bioremediation, use of living organism, especially bacteria, to clean up oil spills or remove other pollutants from soil, water, and wastewater. This process is called bioremediation. Use of living organisms, especially use of microorganisms to clean the pollutants from environment as well as from soil, from water, from wastewater, and from any source. So this is called bioremediation. Use of microorganism for cleaning of environment is called bioremediation. So source of this bioremediation, where it is bioremediation is in practice, and they know everything about the bioremediation because in nature bioremediation is going on, and in controlled environment source, United States Environmental Protection Agency, Office of the Compliance and Assurance. We have taken all data from this site. So cleanup of pollution from soil, groundwater, surface water, and air using biological. Usually, microbiological process is called bioremediation. Cleaning of environment by means of microorganism is called bioremediation because due to human activities, due to animal activities, and due to natural activities, every day billion ton of organic material and organic waste is coming on the globe earth. Okay, so what happens after this organic material in form of waste material, in form of dump material, it is coming on surface of that. So microbes have vital and important role to clean this environment, to clean this organic material, this waste material, and they are converting it into it is elemental form. Suppose every organic material is composed of carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, hydrogen, etc., etc. Many elements are present. When they are present in as well as cellulose, and when these are present in a living molecule, so these are called organic molecules. After that these organic materials are going into the soil, and the microbial populations which are uh, adopted, which are trained to decompose this type of organic material and convert them into their basic elemental form is called bioremediation. So that reference for this is Philip et al. 2001. It was published in 2001. So bioremediation relies largely on enzymatic activities. Bioremediation relies largely on enzymatic activities or living organisms, usually microbes, to catalyze the destruction of pollutants or their transformation to less harmful compounds. So here we are going to be little bit specific that bioremediation is technique in which we are using microorganisms to decompose the pollutants, degrade the pollutants, or transform the pollutant into its less toxic form, less harmful form. So this process is called bioremediation. Bioremediation is process in which we are decomposing the pollutant or we are converting the hazardous and potential toxic material into less harmful compounds by means of microorganisms. So, question arises here why we are using microorganisms in bioremediation. Why are microorganisms so important in bioremediation in this process? So, as a student of microbiology, we should be focused on it. Why we are using microorganisms? Why we are not using chemical process? Why we are not using plants? Why we are not using human? Why we are not using animals? Why we are using microorganisms? So they have extraordinary metabolic diversity. Here I want to explain one thing. Microorganisms have extraordinary metabolic diversity because in 1 gram of soil, millions and millions of microorganisms are present. According to an estimation that 1 gram agriculture soil contains 10 to the power 9 microorganisms. So, different microorganisms have ability to produce different type of enzymes. So suppose one pollutant is going in soil from these millions and millions of microorganisms. Some microorganisms have ability to produce certain enzymes which will react on that pollutant and break down that pollutant or convert that pollutant into its elemental form or less toxic form. Therefore, in bioremediation process, we are using microorganisms. They have ability to produce various type of enzymes. So, in terminology, you can say extraordinary metabolic diversity microorganisms have. Bioremediation is a complex process depending on many factors, including ambient environmental conditions, composition of the microbial communities, nature and amount of pollution present. So, bioremediation not only depends on microorganism and variety of microorganism, it depends on that particular environment where pollution is occurred, where pollutant has been spilled, where accident has occurred, what type of environment is there. If that environment is suitable for the growth of the microorganism, so various type of microbial growth will take place over there and they will produce various types of enzymes that will decompose that pollutant. Number one, it depends on it. Ambient environmental condition. What is the condition of the environment of that place? What is the temperature? What is the pH? What is the oxygen content? And what is the pollution type? And which type of microbial communities are there? Ambient environmental condition. Secondly, composition of the microbial community. If there are diverse type of microbial communities, so it is a maximum chance that uh, any microbial population will be compatible to decompose that microbial that pollutant by producing enzymes. And nature and amount of pollution present. If that pollutant is recalcitrant, that is non-degradable to the environment, so it is very difficult to decompose, to degrade. If that pollutant is natural type, which is produced naturally, so it is easy to decompose by means of microorganisms. So it depends on bioremediation in any place. Bioremediation is use of microorganisms to clean the environment. Okay, this sentence is clear now. Later on, why we are using microorganisms? Second point, that microorganisms have ability to produce various type of enzymes to decompose that pollution. This is second point. And third thing, which is very important for the bioremediation, is environmental condition of that environment. If that the environmental condition of that environment where pollution is present, where pollutant is present, if it is suitable for the microbial growth, that my pollutant will be degraded easily. Ambient environmental condition, pH, oxygen, temperature, moisture content, and community of the microorganism. If it is this pollution is present in a environment where temperature is very low, so it is the composition will be slow, because in low temperature microbial growth and microbial presence is rare. So ambient environmental condition includes always number one, pH. pH of that environment is what? That supports which type of microbial community. If it is neutral, it will support most type of the microbial communities. So every type of microbial community will grow over there. They will produce various type of enzymes, and they have ability to decompose that particular pollutant. Suppose if pH of the environment is acidic, extreme acidic, so only acidophilic microorganism will grow. We don't know that there is any bacterial strain which can support, which can degrade a pollutant in acidic environment. If suppose pH is very alkaline and we don't know which type of alkalophilic microorganism is there which have ability to decompose and to decompose and degrade that pollutant. Second, what is temperature? If temperature is suitable for majority of the microbial communities, so it is a greater chance that most of the microbial communities will grow there. They will produce various type of enzymes and they will decompose the pollutant. If temperature is very extreme, and we know in extreme temperature there will a rare microbial growth will take place, and there will be a rare chance of the decomposition and degradation of that pollutant. Lack of nutrients and molecular oxygen. If nutrients are too much, and we know that most of the microbial growth will take place in there, will change the environment, they will produce enzymes and they will decompose. If oxygen, molecular oxygen is present in that particular environment, so most of the aerobic microbial population will grow over there. They will decompose this organic material. If there is no oxygen and there is rare chance of the growth of the aerobic bacteria, so only anaerobic bacteria have chance, and in such environment, anaerobic microbial growth is very slow. That takes too much time. So therefore, we are saying ambient environmental conditions are if suitable for the growth of the microorganism, uh, there will most of the microbial growth will take place and they will decompose most of the pollutants. Here we can see in this example, this is a particle of the soil, an electron microscopic image of a soil particle. If we will see here, in soil particle, it contains organic material, it contains quartz, it contains clay particles, it contains water, it contains air, clay particles, quartz, and microorganisms. So this is a very tiny, small soil particle, which is composed of all these things, which have these things: organic material, air, microorganisms, clay particles, silt, water, quartz, sand, many things. So what happens? So we have to hear soil particles are not homogeneous in terms of oxygen content. If you will see soil particle, on surface of the soil particle, concentration of oxygen is too much. Okay, so what will be? Suppose here is 21% oxygen is there. So most of the aerobic microbial communities will grow on surface of the soil particle. So if the pollutant is present on surface of the soil particle, so it will be immediately and fastly will be decomposed by micro or aerobic microbial communities, because on surface of the soil particle my oxygen concentration is too much. So it will support aerobic microbial communities. They will grow and they will use pollutant as energy purpose and will to compose that pollutant, and gradually oxygen concentration is less. If pollutant is there in this layer here, facultative aerobes will work, it will try to decompose this. Similarly, if you will see 15, 10, 5, 1, 1, and at center of the soil particle, concentration of oxygen is 0. So as a student of microbiology, we can understand here in center of the soil particle where concentration of oxygen is very low, it will not allow for the growth of the aerobic microbial population. Only anaerobic microbial growth will take place over there, and anaerobically they can decompose any pollutant. So if this environment is suitable for the microbial communities, oxygen concentration is suitable for microbial communities, they will decompose fastly that pollutant. And because most of the microbial communities on globe earth are aerobic, most are aerobic, fast grower, rapid proliferation, so they can produce rapid enzymes. So enzymes will act on pollutant to decompose that pollutant. Similarly, if you will take the same example for temperature, temperature on surface, daytime temperature on surface will be high, nighttime temperature on surface will be low, and inner side daytime temperature will be low, and nighttime maybe it will be little bit high. So microbes will work accordingly. So here we can see if we are going away from the center, the concentration of oxygen is going to increase. In center, concentration of oxygen is low, which will support less type of microbial communities. So the second factor, ambient environment, it depends composition of the microbial community. Depends depends on the environment. Soil has very complex microbial community with hundreds of. If soil microbial community where pollution is there, pollutant is present, if there is diverse microbial community, so any microbial community must have potential to decompose that pollutant by producing enzymes. If in another case, another side, if in that environment microbial community is less, maybe that have potential to decompose that pollutant or not, we are not sure. So it depends on microbial community composition. If there is diverse microbial community composition in any environment, they must have potential to decompose such pollutants. If you will grow 1 gram of soil, If we will grow 1 gram of soil in a artificial medium in laboratory, we can see here are various type of microbial population in 0.2 gram, 2 microgram or 3 microgram soil. We can see various type of microbial community. So any microbial community, any microbial strain must have potential to produce certain enzymes to decompose that particular pollutant in that environment. Therefore, we are preferring the bioremediation process to clean up the environment because these all microbes need food every time in soil. Okay, if pollutant will go over there, what will happen? Pollutant will be as a first diet for that microorganism. Microbes will search here and there. If nothing is available, they will use that pollutant for their energy purpose. So uh, in next class, we will discuss types of the different pollutants, and I hope uh, I tried to convey at my best. If you will feel problem after listening and after watching this PPT as well as my talk, you must have to consent with a book. Bioremediation in any research article you can read. You can go through our book of the microbiology, especially Prescott, and any other microbiology related book you can refer for this purpose. So I hope you will try to understand and you will read it. Have a nice time, please. Thank you very much.